So sadly, this is our farewell video for the Audi R8 that we built. The guy came up like a week or so ago and he was wanting to buy it, and I was like, no dude, it's like, it's not for sale. I was like, I don't know what you're here for, but come check it out, but then you can walk home after. But sadly, it is sold already. We just wanted to review a little bit of kind of the newest modifications that we've done on this and some of the changes that we've made since we've had it back. For those of you that haven't seen this car, let us show you what we've done to it. Up here we have our Baja Designs lights, custom front bumper that's actually attached to the frame itself, and then we do have a front skid plate and actually a center skid plate, so the entire bottom of the car is perfectly covered for when you're really launching it through the air. As far as suspension, we have a 4-inch lift and we are on Bilstein suspension. It's like a 10-click adjustable system. It's pretty dope. We have our braid beadlock wheels, and then these are the Falcon Wild Peaks. We run these on all of our vehicles because they freaking kick. Now we have a permanently mounted, it's a roof rack in case you're wondering. I was like, and now we have a permanently mounted roof rack, fully custom built by Eurowise. The one we had before was a suction cup system, and we actually never had any problems with it. It worked awesome, but we just wanted something to be a little bit, we wanted this car to be a little bit more bulletproof, and to make sure that you weren't gonna lose it or have any issues. So Eurowise built this, permanently mounted it to the roof. Back here we have the newest update, and actually what we were most excited to show y'all. This is Eurowise's custom rear bumper. If you remember, if you've seen our other video, we had this ripping through the sand dunes, and as we were coming up and over the top of one hill, we were sideways, and there was so much force of sand being thrown towards that back bumper that we actually blew the entire back corner off of the rear bumper and somehow managed to de-bead a beadlock system. It's not a true like traditional beadlock, and so that's exactly why we ended up pulling it off the wheel. But that was a pretty fun experiment.
What'd you break?
Sounded like I de-beaded. Holy crap!
Okay, so I don't know if the mud flaps what hurt us, because I'm wondering if drifting there was so hard that it picked up all that sand. So the good news is I kind of wanted Mike to build me a custom rear bumper at Eurowise. So now I might need him to build one for this Audi R8. Dude, that is dope, man, but we de-beaded this sucker.
Oh, dude, we de-beaded.
That's what I felt. That's what I felt.
But because we ripped off that factory bumper, we pulled off the factory bumper, wanted to maybe do a rear bumper delete, didn't think it looked fantastic. So that's why we had Eurowise build this bumper for us. They moved the exhaust a little bit so it would pour exactly where you want it to. We really wanted this design to be very off-road capable and to fit the car and what it's designed to be used for, like the sand dunes. So over in the corner, it's so much more open. It's a tubular design, but then we threw on these mud flaps just to kind of save other cars, and if you're really ripping it, so you're not kicking up dust too bad, I guess, or shooting rocks at anybody. But we do have the mud flaps that are hooked up to it. But now next time we're in the sand dunes, there's nothing that can be pulled off of this. You're not gonna ruin any plastics. Painted the frame just to make it look a little bit better, a little bit nicer. Not only did we want this bumper to look super awesome, we wanted you to feel confident. I guess we wanted the driver to feel confident being able to super rip this off-road and not have this as one of its concerns. Other than the fact that we ripped off the factory rear bumper and managed to de-bead our wheel, everything else actually very much exceeded our expectations. But ripping this through the sand dunes, it killed it. It was so sweet. We never really bottomed out the suspension or anything, and it was, once you got up to speed, it was a perfectly smooth ride across the whoops. We all know that Audi is super well known for their all-wheel drive systems. They're top of the line, and I do believe that that is one of the biggest reasons that this car completely exceeded all of our expectations, is because of the traction we were able to get to each wheel. And it's been one of the most fun cars I've ever driven. Yeah, there's cars that are faster than it, sure, but they're not as fun as this. Just because of the way that Audi builds everything that they do, everything talks to each other so well, and the way that it just walks down the road is like no other car that I've driven before. So it's completely blown our minds with how well it's done. Still on the road, even though it's built for off-road, but it especially blew our minds with how well it does on the dirt, in the sand, and in the snow. About a year ago, up at the Adrenaland Ranch, we put in a rally course, really because of this, actually. And we had it ripping around all of our corners in there and everything, and actually had this thing launching through the air, and that was impressive. If you haven't seen it yet, you got to go check it out, because we had this thing flying through the air and nothing broke. That's what just kind of blew me away, is that nothing broke after it landed. Our most recent adventure in this was up to Caneville, Utah. Caneville is the most interesting place you'll ever visit. It's like a mixture of the salt flats and the sand dunes, but in its own very unique way. It's absolutely beautiful there. There's nothing out there, which is awesome. So we were ripping this thing up and over those hills, and got it very, very dirty. But don't worry, we cleaned it all out so it can be sold. It's all ready to roll. We also upgraded the intake system, so now we have the K&N dirt filters on there. So despite this being a street car, it's held up incredibly well in the dirt, and when it's been just completely covered in dust, it's easy just to go clean out your filters and the car still rips just fine. So that hasn't been an issue for us, luckily. As I said in the beginning, I don't want to see this leave. I'm pretty upset about it. The guy's coming into town to pick it up tomorrow, so I'm going to be really, really mean to him and see if I can talk him out of buying this, or talk him into like a Porsche car or something like that. That's not very cool, in my opinion. But I don't have as much say as to what we build next necessarily. So we need y'all to bug us like crazy in the comments, send us messages, and let us know if you want to see us build this, but even better, perhaps an Audi R8 V10 Plus, the big bad brother to this, and see what other crazy stuff we can do. We got to give another huge shout out to Eurowise. They built this thing completely flawless. They're incredible. Thank you again to those guys. Now we're gonna go see if we can burn the last bit of rubber on this car before the guy comes to pick it up tomorrow.